don't give up your spiritual and your you and what makes you happy for the money. The more you pour into stuff that's not business, the more business you'll get. So yeah, like it's business is business. And when you go to work, go to work.
Yeah.
Don't get distracted. So just focus on things that make you happy, and again, cut anything out that's gonna slow you down.
Welcome to the Raquel Show. This show is for entrepreneurs who want to play bigger in business and in life. And as many of you all know, we love bringing people that love to play bigger on the show. And today we have an amazing guest, someone I've wanted to bring back on the show. Several of you guys actually requested that he come back on the show. He kicked off this podcast, and he's been the only guest on our podcast in the history of the Raquel Show that has an episode of over an hour. Believe it or not, because all of you guys know that our episodes are 30 minutes or less. And so he is the one and only founder of Fast Real Estate at eXp Realty. And since 2020, he has scaled his team from 11 to over 300 across 9 locations in the Bay Area. Now they're sitting at 200 agents, earning that recognition of the California's #1 mega team by sides in 2023. Welcome to the show, Kenny Truong.
That's Raquel. I can't believe you let me back on.
Well, we're going to talk about all the things, right? We're going to talk about your growth. We're going to talk about how you've navigated through all of it, all the different market shifts, along with obviously social media, content, tech, and all the things. We're going to jump right into it, and some of you guys are watching it. So I want to start off with this question is, from 2020 to 2024, you guys are about to approach your 5th year. So congratulations on all your success. You know that what you guys have done has never been done in history, especially the kind of growth that you guys have experienced. So my first question to you is, when you started Team Fast, did you anticipate that you guys would grow this quickly and scale this quickly?
No, when we started Team Fast, I remember going to Tom Ferry Success Summit in August when I was at Quinet Real Estate. So we moved to eXp in January, for some context. So September, 5 months before I came over, I went to the Tom Ferry and I had a really big goal. One day, I was gonna have 30 agents on my team and do $200 million real estate. That was like an insane goal, because at that time, that year, end of the year, pretty big. I had one of the biggest teams in the Bay Area at 10, which was unheard of. Teams were like really big. Teams were a very early thing that didn't catch on yet, because a lot of the virtual brokers didn't catch on yet. I did 56 million that year. I was on 88 transactions. I was very much in production. I was on every contract. So to quadruple my business would have been huge. But first year here at this new brokerage, we doubled our business, and next year we 5x. And we partnered with you brought on as our coach. That I think around August, September, October, in that time frame. So that was tremendous in our growth, where we were able to 10 to 12x just in 2 years.
Yeah, that's why I said you guys have done something remarkable. And what I love about your business model, and you briefly talked about it, is you had 88 part of the transaction. When most of the time when you look at different teams, it's majority the rainmaker that has majority of the production. And so your business model today does not really revolve around you and your production. So how many transactions, just so we could give the audience some context, will you guys close this year, and how many of that is actually your production?
This year, we have 689 sales closed, 87 pending. So I think we're going to wrap up the year at about 760 sales. And then our pendings are some are longer escrows. So about 760. I've done 12 sales this year. Last year we did 850, and I think I did 14. And the year we did 1,010, which was 2 years ago. I think I did 60 something. So my production is literally 2% of the company.
Yeah. So that's like rare, by the way, when you actually
so it's
have
much different. And I still try to partner up with my top agents. I do generate business opportunities a lot. I travel. I've been traveling 7 out of the last 9 weeks. It's done for a year. I'm super excited about that. Going to get referrals from my team members and passing them around. We don't take anything extra. So my focus, I'm sure we'll get to it, but where I really focus my energy and time at, other outside conferences is much different than it's been in the last couple of years.
Yeah. So, a question that I have for you, for those that obviously heard the numbers, that's very minimal, 12, 14 to 600, 8 to 800, or in that range, right? So, how did you, and this is a question that I think a lot of team owners get, is how do you actually leave production so that you still could be a portion of it, but not majority of it? How was that transition? What steps did you actually have to take, if you could actually think back to that time? Or was it purely a decision of, in order for me to replace my 88 transactions, 66 transaction, whatever it was, I'm going to have to go recruit?
I'm not going to go through like the whole story, but coming to this company with about 10 agents, COVID in January, COVID hit in like March. I was able to scale to 50 team members in June and 110 in January. So a lot of team leaders have issue growing because when you grow, your business hits a J curve. I've actually been on many high level calls with team leaders across the US. Probably I can think of 4 this year for an hour or more to dive into the business. And I've actually suggested all of them to not start a big team.
Yeah.
Because let's just say you will have 100% commission. Let's just use that number. So if you have 25% splits off people, and you're not running a team model where you're giving away a bunch of leads, and you want to just like most people are forming that kind of team, and then you need 8 people to replace yourself, and that's if they're even like as good as you or close to. Then when you get to 8 to 10, then now you might need an assistant and sales manager. You're just giving yourself a different job. So like to stay profitable, most teams really should figure out the type of team they want, like where their strong suit is, where their weaknesses are, where the team can fill it in, and also anticipate that 33% of agents quit the business. I've heard it 3 times this month. 3% of people leave the business each year. The great thing is right now in California and the US is like there's the same amount of agents coming in. The population has not decreased more than 2%. But 80% of the agents will end up leaving the business within 3 years. So if you want to get in the big team recruiting game, just be prepared to be disappointed. I know like I was sarcastic a lot, I thought about it, but I try to really warn people like it's not as sexy as it seems. And I'm proud to say no one that's left my team has started their own team. Literally 700 people have been on my team in the last couple of years. In the Bay Area, I can only think of one person who left my team, brought 2 people with him, but they disbanded pretty quickly and one came back. So we are very transparent with all the offerings of our team, because if you leave our team, it's saying nicely that you're a competitor in the team recruiting space, and you just can't compete with us because all we do is focus on bringing the assets to our team members. You can't go get leads. You can't get the training. You can't buy these freaking tools that are so expensive unless it's at scale. You can't do a lot of things to be done. So when we set out to build this team, I knew that I wanted to build, as soon as it got going with the speed it was, I knew that I would be competing against brokerages.
Yeah, you bring up a really good point. I think there is the micro team model today, right? There's like teams have evolved definitely in our industry where you can actually stay extremely profitable. And then you've got the large team that like yours that operate, and there's like this messy middle. I think if you are in the 20s to 30s, it's still messy because you're building systems and it's still not profitable. You're getting out of production. So you actually have to decide if you're going to stay a micro team or go into a large operating team of 50 plus or more. So you bring up a really good point of competing with you, and I've heard it too, is like when you first came to EXP in Northern California, they're like, all your other competitors said he pretty much owns Northern California with all the offices, and it's really hard to recruit against him. So what makes Team Fast extremely unique, and how you've actually positioned your business and team?
I think what makes us most unique is we don't have a single playbook, whether you're with brokerage, black, green, red, blue, or whatever, they have a certain playbook. And they're asking you to leverage their brand. Like ours is much different. We took a page out like side real estate book, but you can only, in the past, you can only have a $30 million producer to start your own white label brand aside. Well, not everyone's a $30 million producer. Also, not everyone wants to like train and recruit and all that stuff. So like we're whatever people want us to be, speaking about the agents. If you want to focus your business on farming or door knocking or social media or online leads, we have that all. And because I personally, I collect all my badges. I've probably been to 20 conferences this year,
Yeah,
which is insane. A lot of them are like 1 or 2 days, but I just hooked on learning stuff. So we bring the information back, like that person does that well, that person does well. We have it here. You want to do it, we can do it for you. And then I wouldn't say that I'm looking at our top 50. I'm looking at our top 30. My dashboard widget has top 30s, but over half of our top 30 agents do not use our brand. They do not use Team Fast. They do not use Fast Real Estate. They're required to use EXP. Sometimes for social media, they just use their name. So that's what's unique about our team too, is like we don't have that. We're in a weird, fun, messy middle where that actually benefits us.
So good. You talked about recruiting over 700 agents, right? What do you think you've learned in recruiting 700 agents in the less than 5 years? And I know you talk about this on your story, so I know you could actually talk about this for a while, but we're going to give them a little bit of a gist of what you've learned.
Recruiting that level is, you got to figure out a very fast way to filter. It depends on what type of team you want. I hung out late last night. I literally just woke up half an hour ago. I had to get my sleep. Sleep is so important to me more than anything else. But Jenna was like, do you miss this? Because I was with Sequoia Real Estate, this local broker, and I had 50 people karaoke. I was like, no, I don't. Because then like our team was only that small for maybe a year tops. It was great. It was like great for bonding, for fun, for relationships, for partying, but for business, not as much. So once I had that, my vision was to 30 agents. So I wanted to build something sustainable without myself. But as we were recruiting a lot, there's the challenges of bringing on a lot of people. You need to like really ramp up your onboard system and offboard system. A lot of stuff we do now might seem overkill for a small team, but you need exit contracts, you need leads contract, you need a way to filter things out, make sure people don't do crazy stuff. And also in the last 2 years, we were focused on the offboard experience. We sent out a survey form. We had a 4.5-star survey, like when people leave. I think we have 40 entries back to us. So people were like, here. So you need to figure out what type of team you want. We're very known in the market. I talked to other agents like as high energy, a little bit on the younger side, probably late 20s is our average age, are very productive. Like we have very high standards. If you don't do a deal within every 6 months, we ask you to join the bootcamp or to leave the company. So I won't say it's cutthroat, because once every 6 months, it's not that bad, but people are here and they get around a lot. Like Kenny's gonna fire you. Like I get that so much in my DMs. It's hilarious. I love it. But I engage. Oh, and by the way, this year we brought on 110 agents and we lost 110. So we're at net zero-ish. But we had over 90% retention of our top 50 agents. So this year I've just been focusing on retaining the best people, like engaging with them, making sure I talk like in their lives. As you're building it, you gotta always focus on the experience of the agent and making sure they're getting what they want and need, and are you able to deliver that. So we're constantly doing quarterly recaps with our leadership team. We go over literally one by one, all 200, 300 agents. Hey, have you seen this person? What do you think? And then we put them in a keep, move, drop. We're using follow-ups, put the notes in them, and then we use Monday. Like we have a private roster. I think my team's using it, but we really focus on, it's kind of like how people, you as an agent nurture your clients. We literally nurture and follow up with and check in with our agents like they're our clients. I don't think any other brokerage does it like that, because they're more traditional. Like you might have the KW office here locally is very successful, but it's hard to recruit from them. I'm using them as a great example. But yeah, one team leader managing 2 offices with like 700 agents. I don't know how to do it. I'm sure they don't do it the way we do it. I know like locally, like Compass, they're always checking with their agents, tapping in, hey, what you need. Once in a while to get an email from Robert Refkin, stuff like that. So it's pretty
intentional.
That's my long answer.
Yeah, no, I like it. And we're going to actually get into, you guys went from 300 to 200. Was now that all part of the process of you guys checking in, doing pulse checks on your agent roster? Was that by design? And then what is it? You talked about boot camps. What does that really look like for the ones that are listening that have teams that know that they probably need to trim the fat or cut some people, especially as they go into the next year?
I don't know the exact metrics. Elias, my sales director, so also your partner, coach, or one of your guests on your show, he runs them. But the overall top level is you're in a weekly accountability group with a partner. You're checking in. It's a 4-week program. You have a number of door knocks you have to do a month, open houses, social media reels, video DMs to people. So you have a long list of tasks, activities that you do, or else you get kicked out the program. Because if you do those tasks and you get in the rhythm of tracking your stats, all that, there's just no way. Let's say that I've only seen maybe 1 out of every 20 people that just does everything they're supposed to do. They just cannot do it. Some agents just should not have the it factor. They don't have the charisma. They don't know how to talk to people. They're in their own head. The marketing looks terrible. It's just a lot of stuff. But I can positively say 95% of people who take the actions has activity. So we're always excited when agents get in that rhythm. Everyone's in a rut with a tough market too. But if you can make it when you do activities, the leading indicators will create the lagging indicators, which is the escrows. So we are right now, our August, September, October, November sales are better than last year. And right now our October, November is actually better than 2 years ago. So what we had 374 agents, 374 on our team. Last year in July, we dropped 99. Many of them choose to leave when we did the program. So we dropped 100 agents in 2 months. But our productivity is higher with half the workforce, which is insane. And then going back to the relationships with the agents and checking on them.
Yeah.
I can't even remember 200 names. I try. Like I know most people by their DM, their Instagram names, and like I try to learn everything I can. And it sounds cool, but at this point, when people come in, I don't make it much of an effort because then most of them will be gone. Like I have to focus on the people in front of me. So I'm sorry, I lost that.
No, it's fine. We're probably going with it. All we do
is focus on the relationship with the agents day by day. I post a lot. You guys follow me, I post like 50 stories a day.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
I have 50 to 100 conversations a day. Probably half are with my team. So that's where I do the best. I'm engaging with my agents. Elias does probably more like the mid-tier new agents and coaching. And then we have more people. Our leadership team, there's 4 of us. Karina is like our executive director, corporate liaison, Cara the Oracle, or Mama Finger. She's like the heart and therapist and all that for the company. Molly is agent services, so anything someone needs or do or tool or whatever, they go to her. I don't get talked. People don't call me about their deals. I think like once a month. It's worked really well for me to not be hands-on with the company and just focus on. I say this year, what's really worked is just be the example.
Yeah.
I spend 20 hours a week biking now. When I'm home, I do 200 miles a week. It's all I do. And then because I talk about like discipline, yesterday, discipline, Rachel, do the hard things. When you say you're going to do something, you got to do it. Set the go. Yes, like this execution, that's all I do. I used to work out a lot, but now I'm cut back. It's all bike. I just get up, I just want to go fast. And my team has everyone that I got talked to when I first see them. My team members, events, like, dude, you've been biking a lot. It's not just the biking; it's the metaphors. If I have time on my hands, and I'm not traveling freaking 5 conferences a month, I'm doing something positive. Otherwise, I could just be sitting back and collecting checks and go work. So I'm doing what I can. I'm not bad. Again, 12, 14 homes this year. I'm so busy. I had like 5 appointments in the last 2 months, most of the appointments. So I'm bringing on people, but I'm just continuing. Where my focus is working even less. It's the crazy part. As a leader, if I have escrows, I go do them. I have them, but if I don't, which I don't, running my company takes 10 hours a week. It's insane. Like people know. I talk to them like, dude, you have hella free time. I'm like, I know. That's why I'm freaking out like 5-6 hours a day, going to find something to do.
But you've set it up that way.
But being that, so like this year, being an example has been the best thing with my team. And then when I talk to my team members all the time, what's changed a lot is I'm talking about their health a lot. It's every time I go out, and then our top 20 agents, I looked at it, 75% of them actively work out.
Yeah.
So when I'm talking to people, like one of them talking about her diabetes, one of them talking about back surgery, I'm talking about like back routines and recovery. This is like what we train agents to do to talk to their consumers, their clients. You're not talking about only the real estate market. You're really trying to be a part of their personal lives. And I think I've done that really well this year. So I've scaled the unscalable, which is myself, but I'm engaging with people, and no other team leader, no other broker can be me or copy me. And that's my superpower. It's just be more of myself. And our company slogan is be you, but fast. So people are comfortable seeing. I post a lot. I posted a dead squirrel yesterday. It was gross, but that's why I had to take advantage of it. I was like, shiny object syndrome. Don't be a squirrel that chases nuts all the time and whatever across the street, because you could be this squirrel, and the squirrel was fresh. It still had the freaking fur on it. It's gross. But
okay, so
no other company is going to use that as a recruiting tool or a training tool, right? I used a dead squirrel yesterday. That was part of my 50 stories. So
yeah. So Kenny, if you guys haven't caught on, he processes information extremely fast. So you guys might have to listen to this episode like 2 times or 3 times, because he's got so much information and he drops so many nuggets. So don't be surprised if you just can't keep up. That there's a reason why he's called Team Fast.
I don't watch any Trump stuff, by the way. I'm not make this political, but you realize that he is now will be the most powerful man on the planet. And I watched a 3-hour Joe Rogan podcast. He talked about like ultimate marketer. He's talking about weaving stories, and that's why I really look up to the way he's positioned himself. I don't scroll on Instagram a lot. Like again, I'm out. Like when I scroll, I save stuff to repost. I repost a lot. I don't even watch close friends or whatever stuff too much. But he's a master of weaving stories. He can go on, and like I really respect the guy. He can go on stage for 3 hours with no canned script. That's why I do my podcast, my speaking events all the time. Don't even give me the questions. Just I'll give you the correct answer. So that's been the really strong suit of mine, and just been focusing on that, trying to be even more entertaining or even more demotivational for people. But it's worked, and funny enough that I did a stupid story. It had like a ton of likes. I said, because I went up the bridge yesterday, I said I haven't got this much pushback since my high school counselor. But I was actually being real, because I didn't even talk about it yesterday because 2 people DM'd me. But my high school counselor, I was bad. I was like always in high school. I was terrible, 2.0, and always in the counselor's office. But the thing that set me off was when the counselor told me to quit high school and join the merit corps. I was like, fuck this. And then I for some reason that day I was like, okay, you know what? I'm tired of this. They're actually gonna give up with me. So, well, screw you. I'm gonna actually pass the system. And then I high school and whatever. But I actually had needed someone to tell me to go quit high school for me to finish high school. That motivates me. I think that motivates a lot of people. I think pain gets people moving more than pleasure.
Yeah.
I heard you're overweight. You're not gonna deal with your. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it. Anyway.
Yeah. So I saw a story the other day that when someone actually tells you you can't do something, proving somebody wrong is probably the highest motivator for a lot of people. Right. And so like just having that proof. Well, there's a couple things. You dropped so many things in all of your stories and he does do a lot of sound bites, if you guys can't tell, is what makes Kenny unique is not only does he execute really fast, but he's been able to use what is authentic to him, which is what he's talked about so much, is his stories. He's got 1 million stories every single day. He's done it for many years. He also goes to a ton of events, to network, to build relationships. So my question to you is, how do you leverage your social media platform? Has it changed over the years? And what advice would you give to agents who are doing all kinds of social media today and not getting the results they want?
Are you talking about like team leaders or agents to get consumers?
Both.
Because I go to so many conferences, like I get the sound bites from the people. Like this morning I posted, either you discipline yourself or the market discipline you. Got that from Bill Pipes. Or standards, not suggestions. Got that from Veronica. Track your KPI. Standards, not suggestions. Those are all like hitter lines. When I heard them, they're like when in the moment I had them, they stuck in my head. I dropped all 4 of them on one post today. That's some powerful shit. Mm-hmm. It's because I constantly, when I'm going these things, I brainwash myself. And here's one that everyone can use. Like on my Instagram feed, I try to delete 5% of people I follow every month. Like I don't care if they're old high school friends or whatever. And certain times I get into picking up accounts that are funny or memes, and like once in a while when I have time, I drop them off. And then my accounts get really boring, I'll add it back up. So you got to learn to brainwash yourself. Like my feed, if you look at it, drop your thirst traps. You're a guy. Your For You page, now you can reset that. So that's actually huge. I didn't even talk about that because it just came out this week. But you got to brainwash yourself in the environment you want. It's not just people you surround yourself. It's your diet. It's what you read, you watch, you consume, you think, you whatever. Like you can really just trick yourself into being whatever you want to be. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I've done that really well. And one of my biggest pet peeves in people around me, I hate people who curse a lot. I just cannot deal with them not use your big words, sir. But some people just like part of personality. Our number one agent curses a lot, and it's just his thing. But I just can't be surrounded by it, and I cannot deal with people who like use a lot of slang and all that, especially like the Gen Z, because I don't want to pick it up. I don't want to pick up the slang. I don't want to pick up the cursing. I don't want to pick up nicknames are stupid. There's people name their fruits and vegetables and whatever. I'm like, no, I'm gonna call this guy Greg. I don't, whatever, like, or Charlie. I don't actually know any Greg Charlie. Anyway, but like, you gotta just be the thing you want to be and create the environment around. Like, I'm probably doing that at a very extreme level. Like, I try not to hang out with people or talk to people that aren't productive. And they're new and they're trying. I talk about that a lot with other, like, people who are newer team, they're trying. I see them show up, they're working. Like, that's my vibe. I would totally spend half an hour with someone I don't care if they're not productive yet. If they're going to show up for themselves, I'll be there for them. But
That's
anything else, anything, whatever, like I'm just not the motivation type of person, a thinker, a believer, a dreamer, whatever. I'm just like, do the thing. That's it. No BS. But Elias, my partner, he uses big words a lot too, but good ones. I know he does use big words. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. He uses a lot of big words. Sometimes I don't understand him, but he's the motivator and whatever. Like, great. Here's the checklist. Tell them to do it and add some words aside.
How do you think that dynamic? I mean, you have a really strong leadership team, one of the best that I've seen in the industry. You run this whole operation with 4 people on your leadership team. How has that dynamic helped fuel the growth? And if you had to start all over to give these team owners or business owners a chance
I mean, Elias is amazing. All I hear is how amazing he is from other team leaders. So I think our dynamic works really well. Is you got to get yourself I wouldn't say your weak, and then your weakness. So then you can fill up all your strength. Elias loves the limelight. He loves getting attention from people. You can catch him on stage doing this or something, like taking pictures. I actually don't care to be in front of stages or people. I don't get excitement out of that. Like it does make me money because I get more followers and all that, but like I could care less. Like I could just sit on a Zoom call all day with you or whatever. I get the same feeling as a stage, which is neutral. I don't talk to be heard or just get attention. But then the sales manager, you need that. You need someone to motivate people, make them believe, you get them like riled up because not everyone has a strong mindset yet. You have to read books on mindset. Like you have to have some struggles. If you're just struggling all the time as a new agent or a team leader with no success, and you don't know what the deeper the struggle is, right? You need a complementary partner to your sales kit. If you're the route person, then you need an ops person. You need someone that just is more boring. I think I'm pretty boring. I'm entertaining, but I'm really boring. So you got to find someone that complements that and fill out your leadership circle. I see a lot of teams challenging. They try to do it all themselves. It's like the dispersonality test too. Like you and consumers, most people naturally attract their own personality types. Once you're like a social chameleon, you study that, you know how to adapt to people. It's hard, and you're training a team. That's why our team is so large, and we fill in all of the stuff. I'm the high, let's just say C. Elias is the I. The driver between us, we're both drivers. These our back end support team is S. So we have all the bases covered. So agents can get a bit of what they need from any person.
Yeah. So as you look and as you're telling team owners is higher like diversity, but is there something specific now when you look to upgrade or if you had to start all over with a leadership team, is there any specific qualities that you would actually look for in hiring somebody? Because I'm sure everybody is like, I would love to work for Team Fast or I would love to be on their leadership team. Is there anything now that you're almost 5 years in that you would actually look for and make sure?
Well, the leadership team, Quinet was my assistant at my last brokerage. She came on as assistant, came here as assistant, like she leveled up, and Molly brought on as a marketing assistant, and she leveled up. So they run their own departments. But I would always say it's hard to fill in a specific role. I've seen many people try over time and time. It's looking at like locally, like Kinetic, one of my good friends locally, is you hire talent and then you put them into the roles, which is hard unless you're recruiting at a high level. You're not going to run into a lot of talent. But this filling a specific role is a bit difficult because they're just going to do the things they think you want to see that be done for that role versus someone within your existing ecosystem that takes charge, takes lead, does the things, makes an effort, doesn't get paid on it. Like they're not out for the pay first, and then you can see them and you can shape and evolve them. The challenge is working. That's why working with you is really good. Just like how agents are their own boss in real estate, you've never had a real estate boss before. You don't know the hell you're doing. I can tell you wake up every day. Most people don't wake up every day. I woke up half an hour late today, but you want to be a team leader. You've never been a team leader, so you don't like. I've never been a team leader. I don't even technically. I'm the team leader for this Team Fast at XP, but I'm just a face and the visionary. My title is visionary. Elias more of the sales team leader for the team.
Right.
So, but someone with a smaller ego would be like, no, I want to be the face of the company. I don't want to be anywhere. Just go, Elias, go show up for that and get us some face value and some referrals, whatever. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna go ride my bike. You gotta understand.
But that's hard to do. I would say for a lot of team owners,
mess up a lot of things, and people make decisions based on ego a lot. I let me see if I want to get into this.
No,
Why
that's
not?
very hard to do.
I'm talking to someone locally that for a long time, a top producer, and they want to go build their own team. I'm like, I don't think that's the right decision for you. This person, if she hears it, they've had multiple team leaders on the team. I know they worked with an assistant. The assistant used to be on my team, and the assistant was like, I can't get this person to respond to me, give me assignments to do, and I'm having trouble. So this agent wants to start a team, but they've had very bad experiences recruiting and maintaining team members. They have bad experiences with assistant. I'm like, why do you want to start a team? But I'm sure they want their own logo and all that. So that's why I think our team is successful. I don't care. I don't want the limelight. And then the challenge with growing a team too is that you still need to be seen. Like I saw that on the ESP Con panel with this Canadian agent, and she's a great coach she got from Lag was what got you there will continue to get you there. She was doing a lot of talking heads, getting clients and all that, but now she started building a team. She's getting less clients, but you stop doing the talking heads. You gotta just keep doing the things, and then the team leader. If you want a big team, you need a brand. You need to, and then someone after we stopped me was like, "Hey, should I focus on my team or my production?" No, you need to focus on your production. Mm-hmm. If you don't focus on your production, you grow this great team, and you have a good producer on there, and they outproduce you. What's going to stop them from taking? Because you're slacking off now. Like you can't control people's perception of you. You're slacking off now. What's going to stop this top producer from taking your team members and starting a new team? That happens all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, I could literally throw examples. I'm not right now on here for sake of time, but that's why the team leader needs to continue to evolve. The team needs to constantly evolve. It's like weaving through the market with different things. That way, the team members can evolve. It's like a relationship. You and the partner or spouse, right? You're not the same person you were many years ago, but now you got to multiply that by freaking 200-300 people. So I continue to evolve. Learning every freaking conference I can go to, that makes sense. I have no reason not to go. That's the thing that sucks about my calendar. So much time that I like. Okay, I get invited.
Everybody wants that, by the way. That's like the ultimate flex is having a clear calendar.
The team leader needs to evolve. The team needs to continue to grow. Not just, I don't mean grow just by production. You need to like add more arms and legs and things and whatever, and then your team members can evolve. So it's a lot going on. If your team is static, I see this so many times in my local market without referring specifically. Like this team does all video. I've seen this team lose 10, 15 agents because they do video. I learned how to do video. I'm just gonna hire a video guy. Bye. Mm-hmm. This team does online leads. Oh, now the agent is good enough where he wants to break off and he's getting his own lead platform. Bye, I'm taking half the team with me. You're a one-trick pony, and many of us are, because I also like to tell you not to be distracted, but you always gotta constantly do like a SWOT analysis, SWOT. You can look at it for yourself to see where the challenges are, where the opportunities are, and evolve in that direction. Like we were known as the fun team when we started. Then COVID hit, we were like I recruited like half the team, innovative team. Next year, we're the Zillow team. Next year, Zillow is now looking good for us. Mm-hmm. We're the social media team. Mm-hmm. Now we're the production team. Now we're back to the Zillow team. Now we're like, wait, we're going to be really hard on you, high standards. Let's go. Market sucks. We're doing well team. So every year we've evolved, and I think my team sees that. It's not just like this year. Like it's a constant cycle, and I think that's what I talk about on my Instagram too. That's why my agents follow me. They know that I have their best interests. And then let's flip it to like the agent side. Like that's why you, as an agent, you want consumers, you need to constantly look at the market. Hey, like today rates are looking like it'd be 6.5 next year. 17% more buyers showed up year over year in November. 15% more in a week alone. Elections, post-elections, 15 more activity. You need to know these things and talk about these things and hype people up and use the data to your advantage and talk optimistically and positively of the market to the consumers. Like, hey, this guy knows what's going on. He's not all gung-ho on everything, but he does have some good points. He understands market. He's looking out for us. He's paying attention to these things. I like talking to someone else like that. They like the hiring a good agent. What the value of hiring a good agent is. We're gonna watch out for an AHC. Did you know in California they're gonna check all the balconies next year? You didn't. You buy a condo, and I didn't know about that until maybe half a year ago. You bought a condo last year, and the news came out already. Your agent didn't know. Now you're on the hook for $15,000. This. Unfortunately, I deal with what's going on with my team. Sellers fix their drainage poorly or whatever, now they're dealing with it. But you're hiring the agent to watch out for you by taking all this information. And as a team leader, too, I can mix it up. Good agents, I saw this yesterday. Okay agents know what's going on in the market. Great agents know how to understand the market. Really amazing agents know how to explain it to people. So as a team leader, too, I'm constantly talking about all the other forces trying to steal our business or do this or the advantages, or a lot of it is social media based, like how to do well on there. So you need to be able to combine all information from freaking all angles and combine it and simplify it for your consumer, whether that's your buyer seller.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing the same thing for 15 years. Like I don't know, I've sold like hundreds of listings, thousands, probably thousands of listing appointments easily. But like the way I teach my teams, like every time you go to a listing appointment, you're really scripted. Like you have 70% of what you say is going to be the same, but that 30% roughly is going to be all headlines. Literally the stuff I just talked to you, like that's why you constantly resub. I'm just regurgitating things I learned this week and telling you, hey, I just read this. It's what I think it means. Oakland industrial rents are going up. Oakland rents have dropped 7%. They've actually dropped 19% from their peak. Oakland rents are the number one worst rents in the entire nation. Drop. So my condo sellers, I'm hold off on selling. When I sell, I'm gonna talk to you. So I have 5-6 condo sellers waiting to work with me because I'm warning them just with this information. So you gotta constantly just learn and know a lot and be able to talk about the right things. And that's where social media comes in play because that's your biggest audience, or your email newsletter. That.
Yeah. You bring up a point that we've always known in the real estate is it's unpredictable, and you just have to stay knowledgeable and be able to explain it, like you said, in different shifts and different markets. And you guys, even as a business owner, as a big team, you've had some tough moments, even in the last couple of years, that as you were building Team Fast. And how did you, like for those that are listening and for those that I know that are struggling this year, how did you face through some of those challenging times and navigate through some of those things? Now looking back 4 years into it, going into 5.
I mean, last year was challenge. Like this year, our sales about the same. My revenue was down 10% because agent splits and referrals, all that. You just gotta constantly navigate the waters, focus on what you can control. I used to be stressed out the market to a certain extent, but I think one of my superpowers is I don't get stressed out with things I can't control. I'm like, okay, what do you want to do about it? Some people may think it's cool, but it's really good for a business owner. Focus on cutting costs, following your database. Like we didn't really focus on recruiting this year, to be honest. Like we did 240 agents years ago, 140 last year. This year, maybe probably in the year like 110, but it's all organic. But we stopped doing that many events just for sake of event to draw attention, and we focus on retaining our agents. What do they need? The leads, the structure, all that. So yeah, like I want to say, like with the downturn, you can only control what you can control, and you can only do things you can. If something sucks, I'm sorry it happens to you, but if you can't do anything about it, don't worry about it. To worry about the things you can do, and ask for help. Like it's a hard time. I see that's the one thing I still don't get, even though running this team at a high level. I see agents quit the business. We literally have tons of online leads. It's only 15% of our business, by the way. You rather quit the business and show up for these opportunities where you have to take calls and be tracked. Yeah, that's where it falls back to the mindset portion.
Yeah.
If I had to give one tip on how to navigate market, ask for help, mastermind people. You gotta be vocal. You can't. I just found out today, a couple of days ago. So I don't know this person personally, so that's a good reference point. Someone I know knows an agent that has moved out to Phoenix now, and they're interviewing teams. And this person is doing pretty well here. I was like, this person could have just hopped on some local online leads team. And that's the thing, like when we see, I'm just gonna use the word, and I use this specifically in the DM with someone, so I can use it here as just worker bees. There's some agents that are really good at working online leads. They don't want to build brand. They don't want to hustle. They don't want to go grab business. And it's fine. You can make a really good living doing that. So understand, give up your ego, give up your brand, and just be a worker bee. Go join a team somewhere that offers the assets, and stop trying to focus on building your business and your name and your ego. And that, do you want to make money? Do you want to feed your family, or do you want to be a social media influencer?
Right.
Too many people get caught in the messy middle. And it sucks. Like I've only probably lost 2 or 3 really good agents this year that I would say in the business relationships that I care for. I was like, man, this person has so much potential. Mm-hmm. They're like, they might hear this. I lost a team member this week. I never met him in person, but I knew this guy did luxury because he's an ego branding type person. Before he even joined, I was like, this guy, and this has been multiple examples of this specific type of person. I thought, this guy is going to come, be very successful on team and kill it, or just quit in like 3 months. There's no in between. He's not going to come and do 3-4 deals. This guy just did a decent sized deal, and then he just left the team. When I first got in business, I looked up every freaking agent on the MLS. I looked up all their websites. I looked up their social media. I stalked every agent in my local thing. So to understand personally, like, why is this person says this? And I end up outselling every single person. But like when I see agents come in, like, I think this person has potential. Their persona is this. Their background is this. The agents that have been in 5-6 brokerages, they're always chasing something. Unfortunately, they could be that squirrel.
You know, that is one insight that you probably didn't know about Kenny is he actually will do the research on certain people when they come on the team or when they even come off the team because he didn't meet them, right?
I
And
try. I really understand like why they leave and all that. New agents like whatever, like they have no online presence. Like I can't find anything about a new agent, so it's hard. But the experienced agents, like okay, this person looks like a flight risk even before they come. So
yeah,
there's people, and there's people like you say like and the personality. That's why you know what your team culture is, your thing. Like we know where our vibe is,
yeah.
and we have really good retention with our top people.
Yeah, one of the things that people always
And they have
want
to like me, because then I am the face of the team. A lot of brokers don't like me because of the way I do my business.
Yeah.
And look at us now, right? So we're very unconventional. So it's hard to because there's also stigma that might be put to someone if they join my team. But I've had 700 agents on my team. I could care less. And then with the agents that are, I'll say boomers, just for sake of this conversation, the boomers, luxury agents, the people who are veterans, that do really well. Many of the top brokerages are going to have a really hard time as the market ages the next decade because they don't have systems in place to train new agents. Right? They're not on social. Actually, here's a good example. It's just data. Like it's not good or bad. I looked up the agent, the team leader at local KW that's running 700 agents. No social media, no LinkedIn. I was like, I respect that actually. I respect that as a business person because they're not going to post anything crazy or upset anyone. They're not going to be political. They're not going to do this. They're not going to do that. Like you don't know anything about them. You're there to work with this team leader. But then our team is the opposite, right? I'm 50 stories a day. I get the people who want to put many stories.
What have been some of the strongest systems that you guys operate today or that every agent should actually have? You always talk about this, right? And you also talk about tools and all of that. What do you think if somebody was a growing agent, let's take an established agent, and you talked about boomers and going into the next generation, what do you think they need to have in their arsenal or like systems they have to have in their business?
The obvious is a CRM. You got to live in that thing, everything you do. And your first goal every month is not just to sell real estate, it's to really build a database. Every person you meet, I don't care where you're going, you got to be social, give away business cards. And the one thing I got from you from your Scottsdale event, I was using it at a high level with my leads. Ed Barado had it. Just have a spreadsheet, label them 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and then that way you follow up cadence. The CRM is great, but then the spreadsheet is just the easiest thing in the world. I used on Monday, I had it built out for me, and then to follow up. But the whole point is, as an agent, you just constantly need to know what you're going to do next. So one thing that I did really well, I did 52 deals my third year in real estate, mostly by myself. No CRM because they weren't out at that time. Wise Agent and Fall Boss came out 14 years ago. I signed like this was the pre-CRM. I had a spreadsheet with 200 contacts on it. I had my Redfin leads. I had my Real Scout. But every day I would follow up, and then I would put FUVM, follow via voicemail, follow via text. Like I had to put in this thing for this person, and all day that's all I do. Just follow up. There's nothing for you to do.
Sexy about it. Yep, you just got to do the work.
You're talking cold leads. Get the information on this colder lead. Hey, you're looking in June. Can I call you back in a couple months? Great. Next time you call them, hey, you said I can call you back in a couple months. I'm calling you back in a couple months. That's normally they gave permission.
Yeah.
I used to just go to the office every day when I was at my last brokerage, 88 deals a year. Time block my partners. Hey, let's go into 2 hour calls. Hey, let's do it. I had multiple partners. Very polite. Give me this. So you would just sit and make calls. I hear it over and over. Like real estate is very simple. It's just not. It's not easy, but it's very
complicated.
Simple. Meet people, talk to people, make calls, like talk. That's it. Like people try to think it's this fancy business of whatever they. I don't know. They watch too much TV.
I think it's just sales in general, right? And you couldn't have been any more right. A lot of my top producers never had CRMs, but a lot of them operate on a single spreadsheet, and they're diligent about touching it every single day. My number one agent in Iowa, she'll do over 100 deals, $47 million. Solo agent, just an assistant. Just now building her CRM.
I've seen so many agents, like on my teams,
operates on a spreadsheet.
20 deals their first time here in business. They don't. So you can't say they have social media presence and they have a sphere. No, they're open houses. They meet people. They call. This is such an easy business. Everything else is fluff until you get to your employer and your leverage, the systems. You want inbound leads, but at the end of the day, you just talk to people.
Your most important system is who you're going to follow up with and who you're going to call and connect with, right? So looking ahead, what's next for Team Fast, for Fast Real Estate, for Kenny in the years to come?
We're constantly on the move every day and week, so nothing is like that much of a game changer. I want to say ChatGPT is something we want to focus on. I just saw this morning, like I posted about it. Mac OS is integrating with ChatGPT. You can use it right in the iOS. I don't know what that looks like yet. Examples I've learned from recent events is actually one event in Anaheim. Like there's another team leader, they're teaching agents to prompt their ChatGPT, throwing the entire inspection reports on there, asking for a recap and write a type of email, breaking down that stuff. Same with we haven't done that yet. That's all this needs to be Q4 Q1 thing. HOA documents, prompt it, can I do carpet, can I do wood, what's the fees, special assessments, pet policy, condo parking, whatever. Wouldn't it be great just drop the entire HOA package in there and just give me these 30 questions all answered within 2 minutes and then write an email for my client? Because normally we're like my girlfriend Laura is she's Refin, and she's spending 2 hours writing these really beautiful emails to her clients, breaking down the entire report. She's on contract for 1.8 yesterday for one. I've seen her do one of those. I don't have that. That's not something I would do right now. But I also work with partners that will probably do it. I just not at that stage where I can spend 2 hours ride my bike.
If you know that there's a tool out there, you're going to figure it out.
If their agents can cut down 2 hours into 5 minutes, 2 hours of this in 5 minutes, and then do this in 10 minutes, we would supercharge our agents. No other brokerage is pushing that because every brokerage is trying to get their agents to use their own stuff in their own platform. No, we use outside, but our agents can work faster. They can follow way more clients. Like George Martinez is a great example. He's always doing 7, 8 deals a year. This year, I think he's going to do like 15, 16 deals. Yeah, 1 month, I think he did 5 or 6. And I was like, what's the biggest thing for you? He said he was using ChatGPT to take his clients' objections. Mm-hmm. And then whether it's rate or inventory, whatever it might be, right? And then having ChatGPT give him a outline of an email, a polished email you can write and send back to them. Normally, that could take you hours of thinking and experience and all that. And ChatGPT is smarter than any of us because it has more data. Yeah. These couple examples I give you can cut in that could be the same client with the docs and all that. Now you're using ChatGPT, maybe that's a learning curve, but let's just half hour your time, but you're not spending 6-7 hours. Because I work with a couple clients this year where I spend hours on an email because I don't ChatGPT. I need to as a leader, but I just don't. But you're doing 7 hours of work in half an hour, and multiply that by the number of clients you have, you're excelling past the other person, you look smarter, you have better data. Wow, this person is crazy. That's what's going to really drive our sales next year. No other company is doing it because no other company knows how to do it. I don't know how to do it yet. I saw someone do it, but that's where we're going to implement.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that you can do with ChatGPT. You can actually program different things. You can program your email structure. You can have it already all set. And I know that there are teams that I'm working with right now where they're loading up their SOPs into ChatGPT. So it's like, how did we launch a listing? And then instead of rewriting.
One thing we're doing really well too, no one else is doing it. I can say that for a fact, is we're using a lot of AI video. If you go to the Fast Agents, our Instagram page, I'm constantly trying to grow that page. Like a lot of our marketing and our page is a lifestyle page. There's no listings on there. There's no reviews. There's no sales. It's just fun. This is the personality of our company. Our company has personality. And a lot of stuff is collab with myself or Elias. We're using a lot of AI and really cool right now. I shot 3 commercial listing videos because I'm trying to market commercial listings to go get commercial clients. I'm not trying to work the clients, but there's an untapped market in that. I'm not trying to sell hotels in the park. I'm trying to get the mom and pop $1 million, $2 million all day kind of stuff. Yeah. But I shot empty units, like there's nothing in there, just raw space. And then I had my guy, we finished the video a couple weeks ago. No, could you render a coffee shop in there, or retail shops, or you use AI, whether it's, I think it was Runway and some other stuff. Now he's just sending a couple images like, this looks sexy, not making the video. But now awesome. It's not exactly the 3D rendering, but it's also, it didn't cost me hundreds and thousands of dollars to that. So now my video, I'm still figuring it out, trying to drop a coffee shop behind me while I talk, or retail. So we're molding AI video with real marketing, and I haven't seen anyone else do it before, at least not at this level and scale. And scale meaning I can replicate this all day and get it done every day. So I'm trying to shoot more stuff. So those are 2 things that no one else is doing.
I love it. Any last minute advice for real estate agents, team owners? What would be your most important advice to them as they go into the next year?
I think a lot of decisions this year is not just what you're going into, is what you're going to get rid of. If there's something that's slowing you down or bugging you, whatever is screwing you up, just cut your losses and move on. I think it's what we've been able to do successfully this year. Like I just negotiated and tried to get confirmation to get out of a office. Office lease has been killing, like really, that's my biggest money suck. I dropped an office early this year. I'm dropping another one originally I was gonna drop it in May. I'm trying to sublease it, but the owner's letting me out early in December, so I'm taking that and trying to negotiate out on their lease right now. But at the same time, I actually opened up 2 offices here. I took over Kevin Cruz's old office in Day City, and that office we have killers in there. That is when agents in there are just like all day, they just work. I love it. And we opened up Santa Rosa office with our top agents there, and we're trying to grow a team up there. So you gotta just cut your losses and like continue to look for opportunities. You can't be static, and you're static, you're gonna have the same results over and over. And I don't care what the messaging is. That's why I think people work here. You got to be the leader, but to be the leader, you have to show up and make moves. If you're producing, then go produce more. But you can't just sit around and hope things will happen. You got to take action every day. I don't care what direction it is or step. And that's why I've had so much success in business early on and now. REO market. I started an REO market. I built an REO market. It wasn't like I first used digital signatures, IDX, and then the COVID thing happened. Zillow. I first hopped on Zillow Flex. The COVID thing happened. I recruited 100 agents. The buyer broker agreement, our commissions have not changed.
You figure it out.
Down market, great. Agents are gone. Let's go get better agents or cheaper agents. There's always something, that's where the brainwashing happens. I'm completely brainwashed that I'm going to be successful or whatever. Like in any market, it doesn't matter what happens. I'm going to be successful because that's all I tell myself. Like, whether it's going to be true or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that. I know.
You do know because you just take action.
You just gotta do the things, and I think too many people are timid and scared and all that. And then if you're not making big moves, and then your agents looking to you, you're not making big moves. That person out there is doing more. I trust myself and that company more that they're gonna be long term, nurture, protected. I look out for my agents. My agents know that for a fact. I might not talk to them a lot. I might not enjoy talking to a lot of them. And they're not productive, but they know that I have the best interest of the company at heart, and I'm always going to move it forward.
Yeah. I always say you're probably one of the most generous leaders when it comes to offering what you offer for your team.
I think so too, but everything has to be a scale with me because I don't have time to build. I had a really good discussion this morning, DM with Han or Arya, and we and her batter. Like people are battering with me too. That's why I like. I don't have to agree with you, but and then overall we're in agreement, like long term. Hormozi's one of my idols, like the way he runs the business and everything. It was like business relationships are more important than friend relationships. She was like, oh, that's not cool. She was like, we're real friends. I was like, well, I want to be friends with people I also do business with. Yeah. I have enough friends. I have way too many. I have 100 people that I don't even know their names. I hang out with them. But you think about Aria, because we're in Aria network. Like a lot of the close friends I have are through Aria. Would I be friends with them if they were in Aria? Yeah, but where am I going to meet them at?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can do business with people. So I don't know. Business comes first for me because I have enough friends. I don't need more people to drink with or to party with or whatever with. And I don't have issues. I don't have trauma. I don't need someone like best friend to cry to. I need people that want to do more escrows.
Well, Kenny, I always love your directness, your straightforwardness, your authenticity. Where I know that
I get to come back one day.
I know that you say you don't need more friends, but I'm sure people have tons of questions. Where could they connect with you if they did have any?
You can DM me at Kenny Class. I don't use Facebook. I'm literally just on Instagram. I do it nowhere else. And you can text me.
Okay. And then as we wrap up, there's always one question that I ask every guest on the show is, what does Kenny do to play bigger in business and in life besides bike?
Focus on everything else around you that's not business, and you'll become better at business. It's 6 factors, whatever, where family, health, well, I don't know, like all that search. Oh yeah, Jesse Isler had the best keynote I saw this entire year at EastBeacon. Your spiritual tank and your business tank. Don't give up your spiritual and your you and what makes you happy for the money. The more you pour into the stuff that's not business, the more business you'll get. So yeah, like it's business is business. And when you go to work. Yeah. Don't get distracted. So just focus on things that make you happy, and again, cut anything out that's gonna slow you down.
Awesome. Well, Kenny, I always want to say thank you so much for being on the show. You dropped a ton. I appreciate you. You've been a great friend, a client, and I am excited for where you are going to level up and play bigger, my friend.
There you go.
Thank you.